Hi, I'm Robin Treloar. I work here at Plumtree as a manager. I'm an early childhood special educator, and I've been working in this field since the 1970s in a range of roles and across different organisations, and that's given me the opportunity to get to know a lot of families and have observed the way that families set their goals and plan for themselves and their children. And I've learned a great deal over the years from every family I've worked with, really. I did have some frustrations when I looked at the kinds of programs that families were trying to work with, that sometimes the goals would be very clearly stated, but the strategies themselves were not in a form that was useful to the family. So very often what would happen is that the strategies would be a list that was generated by the therapist or the teacher, and sometimes they were not grouped in a coherent way, so they didn't really tell the story to the family, if you like, of how to go about this. And also they would often come from the therapist rather than from a partnership between the family and the professional they were working with.
So what's the change with the 5 windows?
So the 5 windows is a framework to open up the planning of how to reach a goal to a broader consideration, not just what is the child going to do, but also how is this going to be a part of the family's life, and how is this going to fit into the work that other carers are doing with the child. How can we look at the whole question of how to achieve a goal more broadly? And I also wanted to have an approach that families could use themselves in partnership with professionals or independently of professionals, because not everything that families want to achieve has to be sorted with professional help. Families can and do achieve many goals just from their own initiative. So just wanted to have something that was flexible and easy to use, not too complicated, and but just opened up the consideration of how to get from the goal to action, having something happening in a range of ways, all interacting together.
So what has your experience been with the use of the model so far by parents?
I've been inspired by the ways that I'm seeing people using the 5 windows. I've seen it used to address all kinds of different goals. I've seen it used very creatively, and it can be used creatively and differently. I mean, there's no one place that you have to start. You can use parts of it and not other parts. You can jump from one window to another. So it's not a step-by-step process that has to be done in the same way. And because of that, families do it in lots of different ways, and it's always great to see how people go about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that the fact that families can share their diverse ways of doing things with each other is just opens up new ideas, and ideas take on a life and become useful far beyond the family that generated them.
So what kind of advice would you give to a family who's wanting to use the 5 windows model to achieve a goal?
I'd say start with the window that asks you to look at your resources as a family, the things you've already achieved, because that's an opportunity to garner your confidence, I guess, to go on and achieve something new. So you will have as a family skills, abilities, experiences, knowledge that you can bring to bear on this new goal. So start by identifying that, and where you go from there, it's up to you. one of the windows that I really like the best is the environment one, because that's an opportunity to look at what can be done without putting extra time aside, and what can be done just as part of everyday life in your home, your daily routines, just by tweaking what's around at the time in terms of the objects that are around, and also the social environment, and what people are doing at the time when your child needs to learn. So yeah, that's two tips that I would offer.
Great. And what has your experience been that families can take their planning sheets on the 5 windows to other professionals, schools, early childhood intervention professionals, and
Yes,
share them?
absolutely. They can be shared. I think that they're reasonably easy to understand as a written document, and it can be a collaborative process too. So you can talk through the windows with other people working with your child and consider their ideas about what might become part of your approach. And that of course is something that you will often do in the window that's about what does your child need to learn, because that's where somebody might be able to assist you in problem solving around how to break a goal down into achievable steps. So it might be that there's a sequence that you could follow, or it might be that there are lots of different aspects of a skill you need to consider, and talking that through with somebody that knows your child and is working with you as a family can be really helpful. So yes, I would encourage you to be using it as a planning document in a shared way with other people working with your child.
Concluding words?
I look forward to seeing more ways in which the approach is being used, and everybody who uses it helps us to understand better how to make it more effective and how to adapt it to different situations. So I hope it will be a living and evolving process.
Thank you very much.